Chosen one, I need you to pause everything else and listen carefully. What I'm about to share is not for everyone. This message is urgent, and it is meant only for those who truly walk the divine path of God. If you are here by curiosity alone, this is not for you. But if you are a true follower, if your heart has been set apart, then understand this. This message reached you at the exact moment it was supposed to. Nothing about this timing is accidental. The blue light you saw was not random. It was not imagination. It was a signal. And that signal came because you are now being placed in charge. Something has shifted. Something has been activated. And by the end of this message, you will understand why your life cannot remain the same after today. I need you to stay with me till the very end, because what I will explain will bring clarity, peace, and strength to what you've been carrying silently for a long time. Before we continue, chosen ones, give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap the bell icon, and share this message with other chosen ones so they don't miss their moment. And comment 777 in the comments to declare that you are aligned, aware, and ready to walk in what God has entrusted to you. Now listen carefully. This message is for you. Section 2. The blue light. Why it appeared and why it was not random. Chosen one, let me calm your mind first. What you experienced was not strange and it was not accidental. The reason it unsettled you is because divine signals don't arrive loudly. They arrive quietly, precisely, and personally. The blue light you saw did not come to shock you. It came to confirm something that was already happening inside you. God does not waste signals, especially not on those who are not meant to understand them. Many people see things. Many people feel things. But very few are given clarity without confusion. That is the difference. When the blue light appeared, it did not bring chaos. It did not bring fear. It did not bring darkness. It brought stillness, awareness, a pause in time. That is how you know it was not imagination. Imagination rushes. Divine signals settle. The blue light represents awareness before instruction. God often shows before he speaks, not because he is silent, but because you are being trained to discern without explanation. Chosen ones are not led the same way the crowd is led. The crowd needs constant noise. You are being taught to recognize meaning in silence. Now understand this clearly. The color was not random. Blue is associated with truth, authority, depth, and divine order. It is calm, but it is firm. It does not demand attention, yet it commands respect. That is why the signal did not frighten you. It aligned with who you are becoming. If this were psychological illusion, it would have left you restless. If it were imagination, it would have faded quickly. But instead, it stayed with you. Not visually, but internally. You kept thinking about it. You kept wondering why it felt important. That is how divine confirmation works. It doesn't shout, it anchors. Some of you questioned yourselves afterward. You asked, "Why me?" That question itself is proof that your heart is still humble. God does not send signals to inflate ego. He sends them to prepare responsibility. The blue light was not about privilege. It was about readiness. Let me say something very clearly, and I want you to hear this without fear. God does not send signals when he is experimenting. He sends signals when a phase has ended and another has begun. You were not warned. You were informed. The reason it came without explanation is because explanation would have delayed your obedience. Some things cannot be explained first. They must be accepted first, then understood later. That is how spiritual authority is formed. You are not being asked to chase signs. You are being asked to recognize assignment. Another thing you must understand is this. Chosen ones often receive confirmation before instruction. The signal comes first so that when resistance appears, you do not panic. And resistance will appear. Not because you are wrong, but because authority disrupts patterns. If you noticed emotional shifts after the blue light, that was not coincidence. Awareness always rearranges the inner world before the outer world changes. God adjusts you internally before he allows external movement. Now let me address doubt gently. Doubt does not disqualify you. Fear does not disqualify you. Even hesitation does not disqualify you. What disqualifies people is ignoring what they were shown, and you did not ignore it. You are here now, listening, searching for understanding instead of dismissal. That is why this message reached you. The blue light was a signal of alignment. It marked a moment where your spiritual posture shifted from being guided to being trusted. That is why it felt subtle yet heavy. Not heavy in a negative way, but weighted with meaning. God does not overwhelm chosen ones, he equips them gradually. The signal was not the assignment itself. It was the confirmation that you are capable of carrying it. Some of you expected something dramatic afterward. A sudden change, a clear voice. But that expectation comes from misunderstanding divine communication. God does not always announce elevation. Sometimes he simply moves you into position and lets life reveal it. If you felt more observant afterward, that was intentional. If you felt more detached from noise, that was intentional. If you felt less interested in proving yourself, that was intentional. These are signs of authority forming quietly. The blue light also served another purpose. It separated you internally, not from people, but from dependence. You are being taught to rely less on reassurance and more on alignment. That is not loneliness. That is maturity. Chosen one, nothing about what you experienced was random. Random events do not leave lasting clarity. Random thoughts do not reshape perception. Random moments do not lead you back to divine instruction. You were shown something because you were ready to be shown, not because you demanded it. And here is the most important part. The signal did not come to scare you. It came to steady you. God knew what was coming next. God knew the weight you would carry. And before that weight arrived, he reminded you who is in control, not the world, not circumstances, not fear. You, not by your own power, but by trust given to you. This is why you must stop questioning whether it was real. The peace you felt afterward is your answer. The awareness you gained is your proof. The calm strength growing inside you is your confirmation. You were not being watched. You were being entrusted. And this was only the beginning. Section 3. Why God uses signals instead of words for the chosen. Chosen one, there is a reason God did not speak to you in sentences. There is a reason he did not explain himself. And there is a reason the message came as a signal instead of words. This is not because God is distant. It is because you are no longer being treated like a beginner. Words are for instruction. Signals are for those who already understand alignment. When God speaks in words, it is often to guide people who are still learning how to listen. But when God uses signs, impressions, or subtle confirmations, it means the foundation has already been built. You have already been trained through experience, pressure, patience, and endurance. Now you are being trusted to recognize meaning without being handheld. Chosen ones are not led the same way as the crowd. The crowd needs constant reminders, constant reassurance, constant explanation. But you are being shaped for responsibility, not comfort. And responsibility requires discernment, not dependency. Think about this carefully. If God explained everything to you in detail, your faith would become conditional. You would obey only when things made sense. But God is preparing you to move with confidence even when clarity unfolds gradually. That is why he gives signals instead of speeches. A signal invites awareness. A command invites reaction. God is not looking for reaction from you anymore. He is shaping composure. Another reason God uses signals is because words can be misunderstood, but alignment cannot. Words are filtered through emotion, memory, fear, and expectation. Signals bypass all of that. They speak directly to the spirit. That is why when the blue light appeared, you did not argue with it. You felt it. You received it. You didn't need to analyze it first. You recognized it before you understood it. That is maturity. Now understand something very important. Silence from God does not mean absence. Silence often means promotion. When a teacher stops explaining every step, it is because the student is ready to practice independently. God steps back not to abandon, but to observe growth. Some of you have been asking why prayers feel quieter lately, why emotions feel more stable, why dramatic spiritual experiences have slowed down. It is because you are no